Here's a segment from the latest edition of St. Charles Parish Today, a monthly local talk show.
In early January, St. Charles Parish President Larry Cochran took office and appointed the following people to serve on his executive staff: Administrative Assistant Robin Delahousse, Chief Administrative Officer Billy Raymond, Chief Financial Officer Grant Dewsum, Parish Attorney Robert Raymond, Executive Director of Technology and Communications Anthony Io, Executive Director of Procurement and Government Buildings Darren Dewey, and Executive Director of Community Affairs Dwayne LaGrange. With me today to give us an update on his departments is Executive Director Anthony Io. Well, first of all, Anthony, I want to thank you for coming on the show with me today.
Thank you for having me.
This is the first time people are kind of getting to see you in this role. Can you tell me a little bit about the departments you oversee? Which ones do you oversee?
Okay, so I oversee the Public Information Department office, as you know, as you're very well aware of. I also oversee the GIS department, which is Geographical Information Systems, and the IT department, our Information Technology departments.
So you're kind of like the Chief Information Officer.
Yeah, pretty much. If it's got information in it, I'm responsible for it. Yeah.
What are some of the projects you've been working on since January?
So we've kind of hammered out a few projects. Just starting in PI, though, we had to select an awesome public information officer, such as yourself. Congratulations again, and thank you for all the work that you've done. But in that department, it was we were trying to figure out how we were going to do the branding. A lot of people were saying, "Hey, usually parish presidents come in and change the branding and make it their own." Well. Once we started looking into that, and my friend Darren Dewey can elaborate a little bit more on the cost, we realized it was very expensive to do those things. And we realized we wanted to have some consistency. As I know, overseeing the Public Information Department, how much work is put into the branding and the logo. So we went ahead and decided to keep it the same. And I think there's going to make a proclamation and try to keep that the same and be consistent. And GIS, which we've been kind of pushing it recently, it hasn't been 2 months yet, and we've been working on SCP-reported.com, where you can do trash bin reports if you need a new trash can, debris removal, and street lights.
Yeah, mosquito control.
And mosquito control, yeah, that one gets left off sometimes. 202 total reports as of last night, and it hasn't been 2 months yet. So it's been good with accountability and keeping the residents informed that, hey, I didn't just leave a phone call and it stayed there. I can see when my call's been updated and when progress is being made. Some of the things in GIS, we're big internal service providers, so GIS is constantly providing services for public works, wastewater, waterworks, planning and zoning, and many other groups. So we're kind of working on some of those things and trying to make our information as readily available as possible. And in IT, which a lot of people in our parish government understand the changes that we've been making with the IP phone system. The IP phone system has been kind of a struggle with getting the kinks worked out. We think we're almost there.
Briefly, can you explain what is IP phone?
Okay, so when you go from a regular generic telephone system, analog, it can be very costly. A lot of people don't even have landlines anymore in their homes. Some people have their phones through an IP phone system, which is based on the network. Okay, so what we've done is finalizing what has been worked on recently is making sure all the kinks are worked through with that. So now everybody's phones go through the network. And because of that, and because of the change to Cox, we've been just having, kind of having to massage the infrastructure, if you will, to make sure everything works properly. But the beauty of it is we'll save almost $250,000 a year just from that change. Along with that, we've been working on going from regular fax, analog fax, to e-fax. Analog fax can cost you around $90 a month just to have a phone line. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea how expensive it can be. We're going down to 15 cents an e-fax line. So that's a tremendous amount of savings, yeah, per month. So we're very excited about that. And it's something that it's nice to see IT providing cost savings. Sometimes people think IT as a cost center where we're going to be saving some money there. And jumping into
and now, back to St. Charles Parish Today.
Which I'm trying to help our IT department. We have 3 great employees that They crush what they do. They do a great job, and they have a great work ethic. But I'm trying to help them get a ticketing system in place.
Better organized.
Better organized, and that way at the end of the year we can run some reports and say, what issues are we having in what departments? What pieces of technology are breaking frequently? Are we having a lot of phone issues? Are we getting better? Where's the progress? You know, the continuous improvement piece. So, very exciting. I think we're getting a lot done so far.
Yeah, I'd say, and you touched on this when you talked about some of the departments, but Larry mentioned in January that he wanted to make government more customer service oriented. How are we doing that in your department, sir?
Okay, so in my departments, IT and GIS are very internal customer service oriented. So it's important because, you know, even though we're serving the community, we have to serve each other to be proactive and productive. So GIS has kind of been doing that. They've been internally providing a lot of services, and we've been kind of flexible. I forgot to also mention what we're trying to do in Waterworks. Right now they go out with the paper maps. So the director of Waterworks and Robbie and one of the gentlemen, Gilbert Bustamante, came and asked me if there was a way to go digital and no longer use these paper maps, and they get torn and wet out in the field. So I took their ideas, got with Luis Martinez in GIS, our coordinator, and we're starting to work with them on how we can digitize it and have it mobile and digital and not waste paper, and it can be up to date. So just those things internally. Externally, you work internally and externally in the public information department, but we're just trying to make sure it's a cohesive message of we're trying to communicate with people effectively, and we're just trying to provide a good level of customer service.
Absolutely.
Also, I've been working on some things to where we internally, some literature on, hey, reminding people what does good customer service look like. Also the continuous improvement piece, which helps you individually grow. So I think those things, it's long-term goals, but those are coming.
Yeah, and I would even say the SCP report itself
Yeah.
is a huge initiative. You know, previously people just called in and reported those things, and like you said, now it's more accountable on the back end. So to me, that's like the biggest customer service thing that I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're
on.
not having to wait to call people between 8:30 and 4 o'clock. I can realize my street light's out at 9:30 at night and put it in there and then get updates. Just those small things, what people might think are small, will, I think, transcend and make people feel like, wow, you know, we're really being more efficient with our resources.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds good. Well, I want to thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it, and keep doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look for the entire episode at www.scptoday.com or on SCP TV.